Hello everyone, this is Vivek and this is my next video on problems on ages. A very important topic, could be very essential for companies like CTS, Wipro and Mindtree. So this topic is very easy, just that you'll have to get to know some basics of solving that can help you to solve this topic very easily. So let's get started with the video. So our first question says, the ages of Nishi and Vinnee are in the ratio 6:5. After 9 years, the ratio of their ages will be 9:8. What is the difference in their ages? Is the question. The first question, as it says, the ages of Nishi and Vinnee are in the ratio 6:5 respectively. After 9 years, the ratio of their ages becomes 9:8. What is the difference in their ages? Is the question. So as we see here, if we could take it like this, ages of Nishi and Vinnee today, that means there are two people, Nishi and there's another person named Vinnee. So their age today is 2000, this year, that is 2020, once a year when we get our age getting increased, so it's going to be 1 year. In 2020 their ages are in the ratio 6:5. So ratio is nothing but the ages can be 6 and 5 itself, or it can be 12 and 10, or it can be 18 and 15. So it is having a ratio, which means along with 6 something can be multiplied. That is, 1 can be multiplied, or 2 can be multiplied, or 3 can be multiplied, and along with 5 again the same number is getting multiplied. That is, 6 into 2 gives you 12, 5 into 2 gives you 10, or 6 into 3 gives you 18, 5 into 3 gives you 15. So similarly, whatever number is getting multiplied here, they are in a ratio, which means both are multiplied by the same number. It can be multiplied by 1 itself. So if, let's assume, if the age of Nishi and Vinnee was 6 and 5 in 2020, after 9 years, the ratio of their ages becomes 9:8. So it becomes 9 and 8 is what they say. So after 9 years is 2029. So that is when the ratio becomes 9:8. So 9:8 is nothing but, so the age gets increased by 3 years. But actually it's not 3 years. I mean 6 becomes 9, 5 becomes 8. But it is in the span of, we know it's going to be in the span of 9 years. That is when there is an increase of 6 to 9, that is 3 parts, and a 5 to 8, that's a 3 parts increase. So which means when there is the ratio gets increased by 3, which means 3 parts increase, there is an increase of the age by 9 years. So when there is a 3 part increase, there is a 9 years increase, which means 3 parts is 9 years. So 3 parts is 9 years. Then one part will be 3 years, correct? So for one part, there's 3 years, which means there's an increase of 1, means there's an increase of 3 years in one of the persons, or in both of them. So what is the difference in their ages is the question. The difference in their ages, which means difference in their ages is, we know 6:5, there's a difference of 1 part. The same 9:8 gives you a difference of 1 part. So the difference is going to be 9:8, difference is 1 part. 9 minus 8 is 1 part. So 1 part is the difference, and we know we've already found 1 part's value is 3 years. So difference in the age is going to be 3 years. A very simple question, a very simple technique, okay, nothing more than that. So let's get started with the next question. So our next question says, the ages of Shakti and Kanti are in the ratio 8:7. After 10 years, the ratio of their ages becomes 13:12. What is the difference between their ages? Again, a very simple question. Today, it's in 2020, very same approach. We'll use the same approach. So 2020, the ages of Shakti and Kanti, their ages are in the ratio 8:7. So which means it is in the ratio 8:7, which means 8 years, 7 years. After 10 years becomes 2030, the ratio becomes 13:12. So if it was 8:7, after 10 years, if it has increased by 10 years, even in the age, that means 8:7, if it has become 18:17, our answer would have been very straightforward. We could say there's a 10 years increase from 2020 to 2030. There's also 10 parts increase, that is the ratio is also increased by 10 parts. So which means 1 year is equal to 1 part. We could have very easily decided, but it's not the same year. What has happened here is there is an increase of 10 years. So there's a 10 years increase there, and the number of parts increased here is 8 to 13. It is a 5 part increase. 7 to 12, again a 5 part increase. So which means 5 parts increased, and when there is 5 parts increased, then 10 years increased, which means 1 part is equal to 2 years. So one part will be 2 years. So the question is, what is the difference between their ages? Again, the difference between their ages. Difference between their ages is 13 minus 12, which is one part is the difference. And we know one part we found it as 2 years. So our answer is going to be 2 years. Again, a very simple approach through which we could get to the answer. A very simple approach. So let's get on to the next question. Our next question is, the ages of A and B are in the ratio 6:5 and the sum of their ages is 44 years. What will be the ratio of their ages after 8 years? Again, the similar approach. The ages of A and B are in the ratio 6:5. That is today, in 2020. The sum of their ages is 44. So the sum of their ages has become 44. So what will be the ratio of their ages after 8 years? So today their age, sum of their ages is 44. So there are two people, 2020, there are two people, A is to B, and their ages are in the ratio 6:5. 6:5, then the sum of their ages, if it was 6 years for A and 5 years for B, we know the sum of their ages would have become, sum of their ages becomes 6 plus 5, 11 years. It would have been 11 years. But as per question, they say it is 44. As per question, it is 44. So if it is 44, then we know 11 has to be multiplied by 4 to get us 44, give us 44. So the actual parts is 11, 11 is the ratio, so 11 has to be multiplied by 4 to give us 44. Similarly, their ages ratio should also be multiplied by 4 to give us the answer. So if that is the case, we know 6 into 4 is 24 for this person and 5 into 4 is 20 for B. So ages of A and B would have been 24 and 20 in 2020. In 2020, their ages would be 24:20, which is nothing but the ratio is 6:5 itself. But their question is, what will be the ratio after 8 years? After 8 years, it becomes 2028. So which means there's an increase of 8 years. When there's an increase of 8 years, their ages will also be increased by 8 for both of them, and their ages will be increased by 8. So, and their ages becomes, I'm sorry about it. So the ages becomes 32 for one of the persons, that is A, and for the second person it becomes 28. So the ratio is 32:28. It is nothing but 8:7. 8:7 is the ratio. 8:7 is the ratio. A very simple question. So let's get on to the next question. 1 year ago, the ratio of Harry and Peter's age was 5:6. So 1 year ago, it is not the present, which means if we are living in 2020, 1 year ago should be 2019. So there's 2019, there were two people, one is Harry, the other one is Peter. So the ages are in the ratio of 5:6. Good to know. Okay. So after 4 years, this ratio becomes 6:7. 6:7. After 4 years, it means today, from today, it will become after 4 years. So it becomes 2024. 2024, their ages are in the ratio 6:7. How old is Peter is their question. How old is Peter is their question. So let's get started. 5:6 becomes 6:7. So there is an increase. There is an increase from 2019. Many may get a confusion. After 4 years, it should be from 2019. Please don't get into that confusion, because 1 year ago, when we're talking about 1 year ago, we are taking from the present, which means 2020 minus 1. Similarly, when they say 4 years hence or after 4 years, it is very clear it should be from 2020. From 2020, if it is 4 years hence, it becomes 2024. So there is an increase of 5:6. There's a 1 part increase, and 6:7. There's an increase of 1 part. In how many years? The years is going to be, there's a 1 part increase from 2019 to 2024. So in 5 years, there's 1 part increase. When 1 part increase in the ratio, there's 5 years increased in the years, number of years. So which means 1 part is equal to 5 years. So if that is the case, we know how old is Peter is the question. So we know Peter's age in 2019 is 6 parts. 6 parts becomes 6 into 5, which is nothing but 30 years. This is in 2019. But in 2020, his age should be 30 plus 1. 30 plus 1. So his age is going to be 31 years. This is for Peter. Age of Peter is 31. Again, a very simple question. Peter's age, P's age, we'll take it as P's age is 31. Very simple question. So let's get on to the next question. The average of a man and his daughter is 34 years. If the respective ratio of their ages 4 years from now is 14:5, what is daughter's present age? What is daughter's present age? The average age of a man and his daughter. They're talking about average. There are a couple of people, man and his daughter. There's two people, man and his daughter, and their average is 34. So there are two people and their average is 34. So when the two people and the average is 34, we know then the sum of their ages, that is the man and the daughter, their ages would be together, total of their ages would be 68. 34 into 2, it's nothing but 68. In the respective ratios, so it will be just a multiplication of both of this. So if the respective ratios of their ages 4 years ends from now, so this is in 2020, the 68 should be in 2020. The question is 4 years from now. 4 years from now, the ratio is 14:5. So 4 years from now, the man would have increased, the age of the man would have been increased before, and the age of the daughter would have also increased before. So obviously, totally their age would be increased by, we are talking about total, so both of their ages has increased by 4 and 4. So in total, it will increase by 8. So the ages in total is 68 plus 8, which is nothing but 76 years. If it is 76 years and the ratio is 14:5. The ratio is 14:5. So in total, it's going to be 19 parts. So 19 parts is equal to 76 is what they mentioned. 19 parts is equal to 76. Then 1 part is equal to 4 years. 1 part is equal to 4 years. So 1 part is 4 years. Their question now is, what is the daughter's age? So 1 part is 4 years, and we know daughter's age today is going to be, it is given 5 parts. So 5 parts is equal to 5 into 4, which is nothing but 20 years. And it's going to be 20 years. And the father would be 14 into 4, which is 56. Out of 76, the daughter is 20 years because 5 parts of her age. And father is going to be 14 parts of his age. So which is going to be 14 into 5, which is 14 into 4, which is nothing but 56. So this is how simple to solve these questions. So that is it for today, and this is a very simple video to teach you the basic. So we'll get to see some more videos on ages for you to understand the concepts better. So thank you so much for your time and patience. Please do make sure you guys are practicing enough and you're also subscribing and liking my videos to get regular updates and regular more videos about different topics. Thank you so much.